Hello, this is Brian Rowe with Mythic MTG Tech number 186, where I'm going to be talking about a misprint, or more accurately, a test print that I picked up recently from The Dreaming Comics and Games. This episode is brought to you by The Dreaming. The owner there knows how much I really enjoy misprints, and I thank them for working out a deal with me. This is an incredible one to add to my collection. So let's jump in here with this card. As you can tell, there's a lot of interesting things going on with it. Number one, it's in German. Number two, it has two different cards on it. Number three, which you can't see it very well in this particular photo, but you'll be able to see it in some of the future photos, the copyright line is in French. So we've got German, French, and two different cards put together. As I go through the rest of this video, I've got a bunch of these that have come up that I've been able to find online. Before I tell you what the cards are, try to see if you can guess what each of them are. And this one in particular is one of the more playable ones. I remember playing Unholy Strength, which is what the back card is, the words, text here, a significant amount in Suicide Black, and then we've got Blue Elemental Blast, which is a wonderful sideboard card. So you've got two very playable cards there merged together as one. Some of them are not difficult to guess at all. These cards are printed in a variety of different spacings, colorings, shadings, and on a different cardstock. Sorry about this one here. The image that I found online was really rough. There's very few high quality images out there, but see if you can figure out what card this is, even just from the details that are there, how fuzzy it is. This is one of the more difficult ones. This is another one that may be a little bit of a challenge, as it's not a card that currently sees play. Although I like that this has got a basic land on it. This is one of my favorites from this test print run. And another one here with very iconic artwork, and another card that is unfortunately unplayable. This is another one that doesn't see much play. Spottenzauber. I believe that's instance. Actually, I'm sure it's instant, knowing what card it is. It's another fun one. Some of these test prints had white borders on the back. These were done very, very early on, 1994 in Magic's history. This was the same time period when they were experimenting with the borders for Arabian Nights. Arabian Nights was originally tested with a different colored back, so you'd be able to tell the expansion cards from the regular cards. I'm glad they didn't go with this. These are unbelievably ugly to me. I like that they stuck with black border backs, and I'm glad that they eventually went to black border fronts. This has got to be my favorite. It's probably the most playable of any of these test prints. Not that these are tournament legal in any way, shape, or form. A judge is going to throw these out entirely. In a cube, I can see letting people draft this, no problem. One caution on these is do not bend test them. Well, don't bend test any cards. Bend tests are just a really bad idea. These are on a different cardstock. If you hold them, they feel different in your hand. Cards themselves will end up with creases if you try to bend test them. Big question everybody asks me with test prints or with misprints is, what is the value? The value is obviously whatever anybody is willing to offer on them. I gave a good amount in trade for this particular card. To give you a little bit of a better answer though, there are a few of these available right now on eBay with a best offer option at $3,000. A few of those have actually closed at the $2,000 range, including the forest that you saw earlier. I've seen offerings of them as low as $500, and they disappear instantaneously at that level. This particular thread over on Magic Rarities had several people asking for the card after it was gone. Very, very happy to pay that amount. So the value of these, I would put somewhere between that 500 and the 3,000. 3,000 I think is a little bit high, although if it's both very, very playable, that may be the value on it, but it's clearly more than this 500 level where they disappear instantaneously and lots of people are clamoring for them. So I wanted to say thank you to The Dreaming Comics and Games in the U District. Wonderful little store there several years ago. I was wandering through the U District after a legal conference, and I ran into a friend of mine working in the store. I've known the owner for a long time. She was great at creating community. I was chatting with her about Magic and really got me involved in a Winchester draft with another patron of the store there. For those of you who don't know about Winchester draft, it's a wonderful format. There's a great article over on MTG Daily. Basically what you do is you choose 3 packs each, and then you draft cards where you pick up one of the stacks and you add cards to each of the other stacks. So the stack with the least wanted cards in it is going to grow in size over time until you have a lot more selection there. It's a very skill-intensive 2-player format that I greatly enjoy. In that initial draft, one of the cards that was opened was a Jace from Worldwake. It was so much fun. I had never seen a Planeswalker before because I had been out during the time in which Planeswalkers were really introduced. I took a break right after Kamigawa, and I came back in Worldwake, and Jace the Mind Sculptor was in those initial 6 packs. If you're interested in learning more about these German-French test prints, there is a pretty good amount of information over on Magical Librarities. There's 2 different threads on them, including some images of most of the ones that made it onto the web in some way. If you've got any more information about these, or you have any information on how many were printed, I would love to know. I have heard that there are several copies of each. I have not seen more than 20 copies of any single one. I don't know how many total copies were printed of each. I do know that there were artist proofs that were in larger quantities of these, but with actual Magic backs, I believe the numbers are extremely small. Thank you to everybody who's over there on Patreon supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it. We've got some really cool stuff coming up. I'm working on an EDH deck tech that should be out in the next few days, and an article that will be over on Mox Boarding House. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it.